Diddy just suffered a major loss in his lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod Jones. Diddy has been trying to fight Lil Rod's lawsuit, and he recently filed a motion to dismiss his lawsuit, but the judge just responded today and said part of Lil Rod's lawsuit will move forward with some big allegations, and some of them will be dropped. Diddy's motion to dismiss was granted in part, but was also denied in part, which means some big claims in this lawsuit will move forward in the court process. Now, the judge did grant a dismissal to the RICO claims, negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and contract claims. That does not mean that Diddy is off the hook by any means, because there are still some big allegations in this lawsuit that are moving forward against Diddy and others. The allegations brought up under the Trafficking Victim Protection Act will move forward against Diddy and Christina Korn. This law makes it unlawful to recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, maintain, patronize, or solicit any person knowing or in reckless disregard of the fact that means force, threats of force, fraud, or coercion for S acts. And the judge said that Lil Rod Jones adequately pleaded the violations as to Combs on numerous occasions. The judge said that Diddy allegedly recruited or enticed Jones to solicit and perform S acts with commercial workers, as well as transported Jones across state and international borders. Diddy allegedly secured Lil Rod Jones' compliance with his request by promising economic benefits that never materialized and threatening him with physical restraints and harm. The judge said that Diddy tried to make two arguments, and they argued that Diddy's alleged threats and promises were so outlandish that they failed to meet the general requirement that the pleading should be plausible. And that's Diddy trying to say that these accusations are so crazy that there ain't no way that happened. But the judge said, I disagree with that. It's not just what Diddy said that supports interference of fraud. The context and history of Diddy and Jones' professional relationship imports a degree of legitimacy. The judge said Diddy is not only a successful artist and executive with extensive ties to the industry, but he also has a track record of winning the awards promised to Lil Rod Jones. Diddy also has a long history of public allegations of violence, specific instances in which Lil Rod Jones allegedly witnessed firsthand. Given this context, it's not unreasonable as a matter of law to take Diddy's promises and threats at face value. This part right here got me though, the way the judge recites this law, and it says in old age insight that many allegations might be strange but true, for the truth is often stranger than fiction. Then the judge gets into the allegations against Christina Korn, Diddy's ex-chief of staff. Talks about how Lil Rod Jones alleged that Christina Korn was aware of Diddy's misconduct, including his unwanted groping and touching of Jones, and also that he allegedly expressed his discomfort with Diddy's behavior to Christina Korn, and alleging that Christina Korn refused to intervene, justifying Diddy's conduct by saying Sean will be Sean. Also, Christina Korn allegedly requesting Lil Rod Jones to order workers for Diddy on at least one occasion. The judge said that there's no independent basis on which to dismiss Lil Rod Jones' TVPA claims against Christina Korn. The judge also says that Christina Korn may be liable under Section 159A2 as one who benefited from Diddy's ventures, notwithstanding her awareness and participation in the venture's TVPA violations. Another one of the claims that is moving forward against Diddy is SA that Lil Rod Jones is alleging that Diddy committed upon him. And the judge said that Diddy's only argument against this claim is that Lil Rod Jones failed to allege sufficient factual detail. But the judge said that's not the case because some of the allegations include specific dates and descriptions of these S acts. And the other thing that will move forward is premise liability, which is alleging that Diddy is responsible for the SA of Lil Rod Jones by Jane Doe 1 and Cuba Gooding Jr. The judge points out some of Diddy's arguments when it comes to Cuba Gooding Jr. Diddy responded saying Cuba Gooding Jr. has only been accused of SAing women, not men, making his SA of Jones unforeseeable. But the judge says it's not implausible as a matter of law to think that someone who has SA'd a female before wouldn't essay a male. Diddy had also argued because he chartered the yacht on which the essay occurred and he was not the yacht's owner, he cannot bear premises liability. And Lil Rod Jones acknowledged that the yacht was rented by Diddy for several weeks, not owned. The judge says that the court disagrees with Diddy for two reasons. First, Diddy cites only a Florida law for this proposition, not the Virgin Island law, which is where this yacht was at. And second, because it says that Diddy basically held operational control, because it was Diddy's decision to invite Cuba Gooding Jr. on the yacht that Diddy had rented. Lil Rod Jones had filed a letter with the court requesting an extension of time to serve Justin, Diddy's son, and Cuba Gooding Jr. And the judge said that Lil Rod Jones has not since notified the court that service has been completed. So Lil Rod Jones has to file a letter with the court explaining the status of service as to Justin Combs and Cuba Gooding Jr. within 2 weeks of the date of this opinion. And if he fails to file this letter, the claims against Justin Combs and Cuba Gooding Jr. could be dismissed. The judge also decided to drop Jane Doe 1 because Lil Rod Jones had not served her and gave no explanation for this, and this was Young Miami's cousin. Now, Diddy did get out of this with one big charge being dismissed, which was the RICO charges, but this was because they said that you have to show a loss of business expenses for this to happen. But don't be fooled, because Diddy still has some serious allegations that he's facing, knowing now that this lawsuit will move forward. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.